Page 116 through 117 of the autobiography of my mother by Jamaica Kinkaid. That when you get to the edge, you will fall off into nothingness. Such a belief is the child's belief. It is not a scientific explanation that makes such a belief laughable. It is the lack of faith, the lack of complexity that makes it so. She believed with all her might that her explanations were transparently true. She had climbed over the wall of the convent to take a walk because the enclosed atmosphere caused her to feel homesick, and she missed the openness of her dear Mahout so. Each time she escaped the walls of the convent in the middle of the night, by a strange coincidence, she met the same man, a Claude Paquet. What the fuck does that mean? A young man who hoped one day to be a bailiff? Such silliness was laughable only if you lived in a large, comfortable world in which your family's position could not be questioned, in which your own position could not be questioned. Her mother did not laugh. Her father did not laugh. I did not laugh. When she was fully recovered from expelling the child she did not want from her body, the very first thing she did was to spit at the ground in front of me after saying words she thought would do a great injury to my feelings. But even when I was born, I was older than her, 17 years of age, so her words did not come as a surprise. I had not expected gratitude, though. I would have welcomed it. I had not expected friendship, that I would have regarded with suspicion. The only space in the small yellow house that had always been her home she could not fill. She looked so much like her father, more than her brother had. Her skin was the same as his, a mixture of people, not races, people. Her hair, red and gold and tightly curled, had the texture of hair on the back of the sheep. Her eyes were gray, like the moon when seen against a navy blue sky. And yet she was not beautiful. It was not in her character, beauty. She was fierce. She had been born feeling that her birthright was already spoken for. She thought I was the person who might take it away from her. I could not. I was not a man. Her father, my father, had by this time become a very rich man. This was unusual for a man of his standing, a native, that is, a man who through blood is associated with the African people. Niggas. Just kidding. His wealth was a wonder to other people who could be labeled native. These other people, the natives, had become bogged down in issues of justice and injustice, and they had become attached to claims of ancestral heritage and the indignities by which they had come to these islands as if they mattered, really mattered. Not so my father. He had a view of things, of history, of time, and if he had lived through many ages, and what he might have seen was that in the short run everything mattered, and in the long run nothing mattered. It would all end in nothing, in death, as if you had never seen there, and no matter how glorious your presence had been, if at any given moment no one cared about it enough to die for it, enough to live for it, if it did not matter at all, everything mattered, and then again nothing mattered.